Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about the hearing. I wasn't actually going to cover this until the next phase of the hearing occurred. And it's funny because that'll come back around. But the reason I wasn't going to cover the first phase, which occurred in public, is because there wasn't much there. But a whole lot of questions have come in. If you have no idea what I'm talking about here, there was a hearing from a person who was blowing the whistle on a decades-long program by the United States to capture and reverse engineer alien spacecraft. Now, the allegations, really, most of them aren't that far-fetched. The idea of a program that exists outside of congressional oversight dealing with something that's sensitive, yeah, I mean, that's totally something that could happen. The idea that the U.S. military would spend decades trying to collect alien spacecraft to reverse engineer, it tracks. Some of it gets a little bit further out there, but all of that was something that the witness was told, not something they said they saw with their own eyes. But overall, long on allegations, short on evidence on what was presented publicly. Now, my understanding is that there is going to be a closed-door conversation with these same witnesses, and some of it may even take place in a skiff, a room for discussing secrets. I'm going to wait for that to have any real opinion. Because the odds are that information will come out after that conversation. The conversation behind closed doors, in a skiff, the thing that isn't supposed to be discussed, odds are some of that will leak out to the press and we'll have a better picture of what's going on. Incidentally, that fact, the whole reason why I was going to wait, is why the United States military would absolutely have a program that is outside of oversight of Congress when it comes to something like that. Now, I would be willing to bet that there are probably select members of Congress who might have a little bit more information than everybody else when it comes to this, but they're not talking about it, which is why they were given additional information. It's this weird cycle. Now, as far as the big allegations, the idea that the U.S. military is or was in possession of alien life forms, that is, that's interesting. That's interesting. I would note that is something that he was told, not something he saw with his own eyes. And he was presenting that to the hearing. Now, one of the questions that came in was, how would something like that be funded? A whole bunch of different ways. Odds are that very early on, it would become self-funding through covert means. Imagine if you had a specific technology that you were able to get off of an advanced aircraft. What do you think the aerospace industry would pay for it to then turn around and sell it back to DoD? It may not be as parts of these allegations aren't as wild as they sound. Some of them I am skeptical of, and I would like to see way more evidence before I actually start to believe it. But I want to believe. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.